trading strategy. How to create your own trading strategy. So I'm streaming this live. So after this call, feel free to go to the Crypto Ambassadors YouTube channel and be able to get it up. So I'll share my screen. Please, can you unmute me because I've tried, but it is not working. And no one can unmute yourselves. You cannot unmute yourself. There's no reason why you need to unmute yourself. Okay, unless if you have a question. Oh, Simon Kivuvu, you can't get your microphone on. Would someone try to chat this guy? I can't get his microphone on. He needs to dial in. You need to dial in, sir. You need to dial in so that you can get your microphone on. Okay, so let me share my screen because I'm already late and it's usually 1 hour. So let's go into creating your own strategy. Now, RoyalQ is a quantitative trading bot. When we talk about quantitative trading bot, we basically mean it is a robot that can be used mathematically. So the robot will be able to trade depending on the settings you have given. The better the settings, the better the maximization. So all these cycle traders, maybe they have a bigger capital that could cause a game changer, but there is nothing greater than that, okay? Maybe they have a bigger capital, or maybe, but there is nothing greater. There's nothing greater than that, okay? There's nothing there's nothing greater than that, okay? So maybe they have a bigger capital, maybe just something like that, okay? When someone says activated yesterday evening with 1,000 C results. So this is something very small that you should not get scared about, okay? You should not get scared about. So how do you create your own strategy? Let's go into this and we're going to tap on my strategy setting. So when you tap on my strategy setting, I've been old in the business and I've created so many strategies, thought about in mind, thought about in person, all right? But let me delete one so that we can start afresh. So if you are new, when you tap on mine, you'll find an area called my policy setting. My policy setting. If you are new, you'll find an area called my policy setting. If you're using an iPhone and if you're using an Android, you'll find add it now. And in the corner, we have a plus sign. So let's get into this and let's discuss more details. Okay, so RoyalQ has generally provided its own settings, but I may not go into the settings of RoyalQ. I'll definitely start with our own, okay? Now, the first thing is to name your strategy, okay? I can name my strategy, let me say power. My strategy, let me say my strategy is called power, okay? Maybe power 1, okay? And that is the name of my strategy. All right. Then we have first buying amount. What is first buying amount? First buying amount is the amount of money that you want your robot to start with. Let me say, for example, you have $1,000. You understand that every good trader must be thinking what the robot, these settings are just, what will the robot do from your entry if the market goes up, and what will your robot do from your entry when the market goes down? Those that are the only things you want to think about. Now, the question is, if you cannot provide settings for all the coins, if you cannot provide the settings for all the coins, you just need to learn the art that I discussed yesterday. right? You just need to learn the art that I discussed yesterday of picking a coin that is going to do well. And as I keep on going every day at 5 p.m., I think I'll bring the trading view knowledge here. And in the near future, we shall now go an extra mile. So every day, 5 p.m., I'm always here. So you can fix your time and join me. And I think I can go for as far as the next 5 to 10 years doing this every day at 5 p.m. So the settings is what the robot is going to do from your entry price when the market goes up and from your entry price when the market goes down. So the art of picking a coin that is good at the moment is key, and the art of having enough capital is paramount. So I can choose the minimum start with Binance is $15 as my first buying amount. So you have your $1,000 and you don't want your $1,000 all to get in at once, right? You want to make sure that you are slow. You want to make sure that not everything is in at what? At once. And that is very, very, very important. Now, someone is notating here. Please don't notate, okay? We respect your presence, but don't notate. All right, now we have something called open double position. What does this mean? This means that you want your robot, please don't notate in my screen. Samson, please don't. We respect your presence, all right? So we have what we call open position doubled. Samson, okay, let me try to, I'll just get you off, Samson, please don't notate in my screen. So if you have, I'll just get you off so that you don't disturb. You have failed to put in your microphone. So I'll just keep you up there. And after some time, get you back in because we want to continue without interruption. Okay, so you don't want to switch on your open double position because when you switch it on, it means that if you have your $1,000, according to the settings you're going to give, the robot will be doubling. The robot will be doubling. It will be doubling everything. By the way, before I get started, those of you that use TradingView, I want to give you an extra indicator that I've seen is very, very important. I've seen Coach Musa and other leaders here. This indicator is good because it has all these moving averages, the 21, the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50, the 55, and the 200 moving averages. So those of you who are good in TradingView, this is for you guys. So I'll delete my draw charts and all this stuff. And I'll not teach it extra than this. Look if where they meet and candles close above, the name of this indicator, leaders on the call that are familiar with TradingView, the name of this indicator that I've just learned about today, those that are familiar with TradingView, it is here, it is called 45. I liked it because it is combining so many moving average exponential indicators. So people like Coach Moss on the call, this could be a perfect indicator for you because if we check like a coin like index, those who don't know, don't worry. In the near future, people like Coach Moss on the call, if we could check coins like index, and you could have got in at this where all these indicators met and candles had closed above here. If you're using a three wave indication at this point, people like Coach Musa, you could have got in here using this sweet indicator and the MACD at that point. It could give you maximum fantastic profits when they all met and the candle closed above. This could be a very good move of over close to 20 to 30 profit in the 1 hour time frame. That was just a by the way, because it is combining. If we just look, you could change the colors because it is combining. You could identify each, just this is a, by the way, guys, you could identify each indicator with a different color, okay? I hope, I know this is your answer, and I know, so I could say that I could put each indicator with a different color, so it could help me be able to, like, this could, the red one, I want it on the 50 moving average. I hope I'm not going to continue, but you hope you can see. So with a different color, you could form a rainbow and be able to see when these meet and candles are closing above it. You could make a perfect entry, and using support and resistance and other leaders, you could make your exit in the market. That was a, by the way, for people who are familiar with TradingView, giving you an extra hit. It's a privilege to have you great leaders sparing your time here. I couldn't hesitate to give you a good indicator, because I love it when all of us are making money. Back to Royal Q. That was a, by the way, for people who are familiar with that tool called TradingView. So don't open double position, because when you do, it means that your robot will be doubling whenever it goes into the market. Next is the AI margin call. The AI margin call, I do not advise any trader in Royal Q to use the AI, because it determines when the robot will buy. Sometimes it buys faster, sometimes it delays to buy. So I would advise you to switch it off. Instead of the robot determining when the robot will buy, basically, there should be permission for the robot to follow your instructions. There should be permission for the robot to follow your personal instructions. Now, let's get into this second part of okay, so let's get into this area called the margin call limit. Now, according to your first buying amount and the settings we are going to talk about, how many times do you want your robot to buy? For example, if I'm given a signal, like I'm given a signal, maybe, and it has a drop of, let me say 0.5, and I have a capital, let me say, of $3,000. I could say, I want my first buying amount, let me say, to be 20. And how many margin calls do I want to do? Let me say, I want to do 100 margin calls. So when I say that the robot will be buying one time, that will be 20. I'm just giving an example, but if you're going to settings, 20 times 100, which will take basically $2,000, which will basically take $2,000. So that is using my first buying amount times the number of margin calls I want to create. So that I'm going to go into more details. Now let's go to this area called hold position take profit ratio. Now, the robot was built into having 3 types of, Royal Q is a robot that has 3 types of robots in one robot. So it has 3 robots in one robot. It has the first robot we call the martingale. What is martingale? Martingale is buying at different prices and selling everything at once. So it buys the first call, the second call, the third call, and the fourth call. And when the market rises, it sells everything at once. So the profit, the whole position take profit we put here is basically for the first 4 margin calls. It is not for everything that the robot will buy. It is basically for the first 4 margin calls, meaning it will buy those 4 at different prices, but when the market rises, it will sell everything at once, meaning according to your settings, it could buy only 1. The market rises, it sells only this. It could buy 1 and 2. When the market rises, it sells 1 and 2 at this take profit you put here. It could buy 1 2, and 3. When the market rises, it sells 1, 2, and 3 by the take profit you put here. It could buy 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And when the market rises, it will take profit of the 4 times it has bought. If you have understood the meaning of the whole position take profit ratio and the percentage we put here of what it buys, I'll go into details about the margin configuration, but give me a 1 in the chart to help me see if there is someone following. If you are following, give me a 1 in the chart. Let me know if we give you a 1 in the chart. People asking me about the indicator, it was for people who are familiar with the trading view. If you are not, please settle. Don't get annoyed. Don't get annoyed. It has taken some people 2 years, some 1 year to learn it. So don't expect yourself, if you're not familiar, to get it into now. So the whole position take profit ratio you put here is a take profit for what the robot will buy when it buys the first time, the second time, the third time, and the fourth time. Meaning, sometimes the market might not drop. It only buys 1 more time, the market rises, and that will be your take profit. Maybe it buys the first and the second, that will be your take profit. Maybe it buys the third, that will be your take profit. Maybe it buys all the 4 times, that will be your take profit. So what does this mean? From the entry, which is your average price on the coin, when the market rises by 1.3%, that is the profit you'll make. But the robot does not sell when the market rises by 1.3%. What does the robot do? The robot gives you an opportunity to enjoy more profit than the profit you have set. That's why in our presentation, we talk about maximum possible profit. The robot gives you a chance to enjoy more profit than the one you have set. Usually people say, Julius, I would love to use an exchanger to trade. But the exchanger just uses what we call limit orders. Meaning if you say that sell this coin at this price, immediately it touch that price, the robot will sell. So there is no opportunity of you making more profit than the profit you were meant to make. That's why we use the robot. The robot is not that it is the only option we have, but it can help us maximize profit from the market. I don't know if that makes sense. Now, how does the robot allow us to make more profit than the one we have set? Your take profit is 1.3, but the coin can do 5%. How can you make 5% instead of 1.3? That's why we have this parameter called the whole position take profit callback. And on this, there is an I here, and it says the following words. Listen very carefully. The take profit callback settings for position 1 to 4, if set too low, it may be sold immediately and you may lose an opportunity to earn more money. If set too high, losses may occur. Please set your parameters according to your risk preference and strategy. So when you put here, for example, you put here and you say 0.5, what does this mean? When the market will rise by 1.3 and try to go down by 0.5, let the robot sell. So it means once it sells, your profit will be 0.8. It will be, because if it rises by 1.3 and tries to go down by 0.5, your profit will be 0.8. That's why they are talking about a loss when you set a high callback. So when the market rises by 1.3 and tries to come down by 0.5, that is when the robot will sell. So it means you will make a loss. But if you set it also too low, for example, you put a 0 here, it means that immediately the market will make 1.3. Immediately it will make 1.3. Immediately the robot will sell. So you will make a loss because if this market does a 10%, you will miss out on that extra bonus. So it is up to you. right? You could set an average of maybe 0.2. Some people usually on our settings provide 0.01. It means that immediately the market rises, let me say by 1.3 and tries to come down by 0.01, the robot will sell. And what will you make? You'll make around 1.29, something like that. This is what this means. So according to my explanation, this is editable. You can edit. I love a scenario where I put a low take profit and a little bit high callback. For example, I could make that 1.3, then I make this 0.3. Or I could make this 2%, then I make this 0.3. So if this coin pumps, it gets to 2%, and it tries to get down, let me say by 0.2, my robot will not sell. It means it will drop a little bit, then come high again and give me my 10% only when the market drops by 0.3. That is what we call the maximum possible profit. If you have understood the meaning of these two, give me a 1 in the chat. If you have been paying attention, you are not a late comer, and you have understood because I've taken my time to really explain, give me a 1 in the chat. So you have power in your hands to decide what you want to enter at a particular setting. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now let's go to our next icon, a very important icon. And this icon is called margin configuration. Remember, this is an extra class. It doesn't kill our normal classes as they happen. Like tomorrow will be robotic settings and questions. I will still be able to repeat the same thing. The margin configuration. Now, I've put here 100 times. How do I want my robot to buy these 100 times? How do I want my robot to buy these 100 times? Okay, I want my robot to start with $20, but how will I want my robot to buy these 100 times? That's what we call the margin configuration. Those who attended yesterday's class, I did a class in the evening, and I talked about factors that could help you see that as a coin is going to do well. Once you discover a signal, once you discover a good coin to trade and open magnitude margin calls, you profit categorically. Hey, you profit categorically. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, since we now know that the first call, the second call, the third call, the fourth call, the robot sells them at once. We know that the first call, the second call, and the third call, the robot sells them at once. For example, if I'm given a signal that has a drop of 5% and I have my big capital, what will I do? I will just come here and I say 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. It means that when I put 0.2, this is 2, 4, 6, 8. This will be a 0.8. By the time the market drops by 0.8, it has bought multiples of this, which is 2 times 20, 4 times 20, 8 times 20, 16 times 20. That's what that means. And this is the best because it doubles what the robot bought previously. It doubles what the robot bought previously. So, and this is what we call dollar cost averaging. Whenever the robot buys 2 times, and it buys 4 times, and it buys 8 times, and it buys 16 times, it moves the average price closer to the current price. That's why in most settings, you'll find that many people want their robot to buy these faster. Why faster? Because whatever the robot buys in the first 4 calls, it sells it at once. So if I have my $3,000 and maybe I want to trade one coin at a time, let me say I have $1,000. I don't want to exaggerate things. I have $1,000 and I want to trade. The coin maybe has a drop of 5%, and my target is every coin I will be trading, I'll be looking at 20% drop. That is my setting. That's my strategy. Okay, or maybe every coin I'll be trading, I'll be taking a 30% drop. And I have my capital. So what will I do? I'll basically say the first 4 calls, let them be bought faster with a 2, 4, 8, 16. So that if at all the market rises, the robot will have invested this plus this plus this plus this. So if we go to our calculator and we say 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16, that is 30. Plus the first time the robot bought before the market fell, which is 31, times the first buying amount, which is 20. It means that by the time if the robot buys, it has already taken my $620. My $620. So if I have $1,000, I remove off 1,000. It means now I have $380. So I will budget my 380 to cater for my remaining margin calls. So if I had set 100 and my capital is little, let me say, I'll say no. Now I'll reduce this, let them be, let me say 20. So now so since they are 20 and 4 is off, I'll just go to my call and say, so 20 minus 4. I will now remain with the 16 margin calls. Now, these 16 margin calls, how deep do I want my robot to go? How deep do I want my robot to buy? We said trading is the preparation of what the robot will do when the market goes up and what the robot will do when the market goes down. Maybe I want a 20% drop. So I'll say 16 times, let me say 0.3, that is 4.8. So 4.8 plus 8, that is 12.8. Sorry, plus 0.8, which was the first 4. That is 5.6. This is not okay. What if I say now let this one be? If I want a 20% drop, let me say 0.5 times 16, that is 8. Oh, still low. So then I say, what about 1 times 16? That will be 16 plus 0.8. That is 16.8. I'm okay for that drop. When the market drops 16% from where it is, because you have picked a good coin that is going to do well. If a good coin that is going to do well and you pick it, that's why we provide the signals, and you pick it, by the time it drops as deep as 16%, ladies and gentlemen, your trades are safe 110%. So that's why now I'll come here and I say, okay, I'm okay with 16. So from the first call, this will be 1 time. Whenever the market drops by 1%, 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 1%, 1%, up to the 50th call. So already now I know that when the market will drop by 16.8%, the 0.8 is for the first 4 margin calls, and the 16 is from margin call number 5 to margin call 20. This is 1. Have we understood the area of the margin call drop? Now we are going to go to what about the capital, because I only have 380. Have you understood how you calculate the drop? It is up to you. Have we understood how we calculate the drop? Have we understood how you calculate the drop? So it is up to you. It is up to you how you calculate your drop. So even when someone gives a signal, how deep do you want to go as a person? How deep do you want to go as a person? That's why the settings we have given here as crypto ambassadors, they are a 30% drop. That is the maximum worst we expect. 30% drop. And all our settings we are going to provide up to 10,000. We expect someone to trade the maximum of $5,000 per one coin. There will be a 30% drop. So for you, if you're okay with the 20%, create your own settings. Create your own settings. Create your own settings. If you have not understood and you have come late, please, I will request you go back to, because of time, I have 8 minutes. I know you might be over enjoying the session, but if you have come late, I'll request you to go back to the Crypto Ambassador YouTube channel and please be able to watch that again. Okay, because of time. Now, I'm remaining with how much? $380. How am I going to divide my 380 into these remaining? So I'll come to my calculator and I say I have 380. If I divide this with my first buying amount, which is 20, it means there will be 19 times. So whenever the robot buys one time, one, it will be 19. But I have only 16. So I will say, if I increase to 21 times 16 times, I'll have 300 and what? And 36. Okay, then what about if my first buying amount, I increase it to 22? It will be that. Then what about if I increase it to 23? It will be that. 24, it will be more. So then it means that I will make it 23.8. Let me see. Yeah, 0.7. Okay, 0.7 is the best because it will be 79.2. I have 380. So what will I do, guys? I'll put a 1 here. I can also put a 1 here. A 1. So whenever the market will be dropping, my robot will be buying with 20. Is it 23 point something? 1. I'm just giving an example. If you have not understood, you need to watch the video again from scratch. So here I'm at 16.8. And here I'm using my balance of 308. So if you send me a signal and your drop is 5%, me, I will take my drop to be 16.8. I'm okay with that as a person. You know, trading is how you feel when the market goes against you and how you feel when you get into profit. Because if you master that art, so that is the margin configuration. So this I'm done, this I'm done, this I'm done. Now I want to go to this. What is this? What is buy-in callback? What is buy-in callback? Buy-in callback means that according to your settings here, when the market drops by 0.2, when do you want your robot to buy? When do you want your robot to buy? Because the robot will wait for the market drop by 0.2. Do you want your robot to buy immediately? If you want your robot to buy immediately, then you will put a 0. It means that when the market will drop 0.2, let the robot buy immediately. But that's not what you want. Why? Because buy-in callback is explained. If the callback buy setting is too low, the position will be bought frequently. If it's set too high, opportunities might be lost. So you don't want to set where the robot is buying too many times, because when it buys too many times, your money might get over. Your money might get over. Your money might get over. So you don't want it to buy too fast, but you don't want it to delay to buy. So if you put your buy-in callback and set 0.2, because when you put 0.5, it will not buy. Why? Because your buying callback is 0.2. It means when the market falls by 0.2 and goes high by 0.5, so you want it to buy when you're already in profit. That's why when I try to save this, it will not allow. The buying callback, it will not allow. So it should be lower. So maybe I say 0.1. It means that when the market will fall by 0.2 and try to go up by 0.1, my robot will invest in my money. If I want it to buy faster, then maybe I put 0.01. So when the market goes down by 0.2 and goes up by 0.01, that's when the robot will buy my first call, this one, and all the calls throughout. Are we okay with the buy-in callback? If we're okay with the buy-in callback, give me a 2 in the chat. If you're okay with the buy-in callback, give me a 2 in the chat. If you don't understand the first time, you attend the second time, you attend the third time, you attend the fourth time, you attend the fifth time, you attend the sixth time, you attend the seventh time, you watch the video until you understand. I'm not here to provide any settings of any capital. All right? I'm not here to provide any settings of any capital. We have provided settings from $50 to $1,000. We are going to, by the end of today or tomorrow this week, we are going to give you settings for 30% drop from $2,000, one coin, up to $5,000. Okay, and if you have $10,000, you can go and trade 2 coins, 5,000, 5,000. We are going to drop those settings. So if you are new, you just follow the settings. You don't need to understand all this stuff I'm talking about. Okay, next. Now, every call from call number 5, ladies and gentlemen, from call number 5 to call 999, each call is independent. That's why we have this area called distributed take profit allocation. Tomorrow, I'll give a scenario that maybe if Coach Musa sends a coin like Acro as a signal and I'm on a floating loss, how do I trade this coin? We shall talk about it. And I have money. You can trade a signal when you are on floating loss. If you have money, I'll talk about that, I think, tomorrow. Now, distributed take profit allocation, this is it. I would advise anyone to keep your distributed take profit allocation very low because you understand the physics of the game. It is 1.3. If you want your robot to give you 2%, don't change this side, change here. If this coin will be doing well, it has the power to give you 2 to 3%. So you say, when the market will rise on call number 5 by 1.3 and try to go down by what? Let me say by 0.5. You can risk. So it means that if it will rise by 1.3 and come down by 0.3, it will not sell. It will go back again. Then instead of you giving you 1.3 to give you 5%. Or someone may say, I want little. When it rises by 1.3 and try to come down by 0.2, the robot will sell and give you a profit. This is this area. I would advise you not to raise these high, because when you raise them high, you might miss out on profit. Now, currently, what we are talking about is a one shot. Tomorrow, I'll talk about these 2 icons. They are super amazing. You can maximize a coin like Acro until it touches its highest price, which nobody can do with manual trading. And I'll talk about this tomorrow. So here we shall keep it on a one shot. Here we shall keep it on a one shot. Then we save. Tomorrow I'll talk about cycle. How can you use a cycle that is full of a one shot? And here is my strategy called Power One. So when you send me a signal and the coin is good, I'll just use my Power One settings. Whether your drop is 5%, whether your drop is 2%, whether your drop is 1%, I'll use my settings because I have already created them. Now let's go to, after creating your settings, what are you supposed to do? After creating your settings that you're okay with your capital, what are you supposed to do? Decide to trade one coin at a time. For example, maybe I'm trading Acro. Okay, I'm trading Acro. Like I've said before, your settings depend on how you feel. Okay, I hope that is very clear when the market goes against you. So what will I do? And I want to open up my strategy. I'll come here on strategy. I talked about this yesterday, but I'm just going to repeat. Then I'll tap here on settings. Then I'll tap on this funnel here. I want all the coins in Royal Q to have my settings. My settings are 16%. Then I tap 1. Then I confirm. All the coins in Royal Q will appear here. What will I do? I'll tick, tap on batch setting, tap on trade setting. Then I come on manual create. Tap on manual create. Tap on choose a strategy. My strategy is here. I tap on it. I make sure the first buying amount usually refuses. I turn it to 20. I confirm. I confirm. It is loading. It is loading. It is loading. It is loading. It is saving all of the coins. All of the coins in Royal Q are going to get this setting. All the coins in Royal Q are going to get this setting. So me, I would be okay. Whether someone who's take profit will be 3%, whether it will be 2%, me, I would be okay. As soon as someone gives me a signal, I will just come and set my signal. Why? Because all my settings are been already be provided. You see, now all my settings are in here. Now, if you love sharing the opportunity like me, every time when your capital goes down, you come back to Royal Q and withdraw. If you love enjoying Royal Q like me, whenever your capital goes down, you just come here at Royal Q, you tap on the withdraw button, you enter your wallet address, you put in how much you want to withdraw. For example, here, I'll take 201. Okay, I'll take 201 so that they will charge me $2. Confirm. I'll send a code that will go to my my email address, which is a Proton mail. I'm just showing an example. Proton mail. Okay, so here the code will appear like it has come. I'll copy the code, which is 900-359. Okay, then I go 900-395. I'll enter my password. I'll enter my Google Authenticator. This is protection purposes. I'll pick my Royal Q code, and something went wrong. Okay, so I'll wait. I'll pick my Royal Q Google Authenticator. Okay, paste it in. Okay, paste it in here and confirm. And immediately the withdrawal will be successful. If I take you back here, there is no money. So if I want my robot now to buy more margin calls, very, very soon more USDT will be here. I will switch on my margin calls because I've already provided my settings. I open more margin calls and it will continue buying the dip of this particular coin I'm trading. If the coin will rise, then the robot will automatically sell this coin at once. So if you love sharing the opportunity, then you will be able to withdraw from your Royal Q to your Binance account and basically enjoy the move of the coin. Unless you have questions, but someone is saying, is it going to appear? Yes, I just needed to get off this so that I could show you my email address. And also the money will reflect down here, like we discussed yesterday. Imagine if you have a business and every day, like for today, guys, I'm about to touch $200, $300 a day. If you love sharing the business, that is how sweet the Royal Q opportunity can get. And imagine I stay home. That is my family. We are home. That is my wife. Me and my wife, we are watching TV at home as we are making money and giving our baby the best lifestyle that she could have. because we are available. And that is the business we are giving you. We are not talking about things that we are saying. We are staying home, all of us, and that is how powerful the business is. Your phone becomes your office. You have time for your loved ones. What are we doing? We are watching TV. All right, we are watching TV. We are watching TV there. We are at our own house, purely paid by crypto. We only move from our home when we want to go for some shopping or some outing. Like I think we are gonna eat our supper today from another hotel. So from here we are going to go and have our supper. So you can have the best life you want, ladies and gentlemen. You are just one decision away to a totally different lifestyle. I'm telling you, Mia, I don't want to lie to you. Yes, I don't want to lie to you. Someone is sharing. Let me show you now. I hope the money has arrived. Okay, it usually takes a few minutes. Okay, it takes a few minutes. Even when you don't want to eat on your money, you are forced. You are really forced. Even when you don't want, you are really forced, because where will I take all this 200? Even if I'm already, you'll see now, I've been charged. I removed 200 and let me show you guys. I removed 201. I was charged $2, so that's why it reached $199. Okay, so and so I'm now opening margin calls. You see, guys, now I'm opening margin calls according to my settings I've provided. Okay, so I'm opening margin calls, and so this coin is going to be bought more deep. Okay, because the USDT is here. Okay, that is how sweet, how sweet the opportunity is. So as you are making money from trading, you're also making money from sharing. Unless you have questions, but I'm already late by 8 minutes. This was just extra. Unless you have questions, I could allow anybody to unmute. For example, for our example of trading 1,000 using 20 as a first buy with Magic, I want to ask, were we supposed to post the robot and change? Yes, we are supposed to change after it has bought the first 4 margin calls. For example, you see here, it had bought the first 4 margin calls. Okay, you see it has bought more than 4 because we can see 8 here. You see the number of margin calls bought are 8. You can see here on 8. You see there are 8. So I have to change the first buying amount to, what was it? That was it. I go back here. It was 23.7. So I'll come here and I change 23.7. So I change now. And when the market will drop by 1% from where it is, so the robot will always tell you, I'll do this tomorrow. The robot will tell you, status, the buy-in price is triggered, waiting for the callback. What is the robot waiting for? The robot is waiting for this callback, guys. Now it has bought. The callback of 0.01. Now it has bought. Now I saw a buy. Am I right? I saw something like a buy. There's a buy. You see, I'm on floating loss, but the robot is buying and selling. I'm on floating loss, but the robot is buying and selling. And it has made another purchase, if I'm right. You see the deal amount? The deal amount is 23.6918. The transaction fee has been charged in Binance. Binance charges us taker fee and markup fee of 0.99 in terms of USDT, in terms of that coin I'm trading. And see, I have 9 margin calls. And once it will rise, this will be sold on the 9th call. So if I have bigger capital, I could create a bigger first buying amount and I'll be able to make bigger profit. Any other question before I come to the end? How to get the teaching for yesterday? I don't know whether yesterday I streamed live. I think only for today, but we catch up tomorrow. I just need to spare some 1 hour at 5 p.m. East Africa Standard Time and come back tomorrow. I think it would be beneficial to you. Thank you so much. I don't know whether Pastor Jeff is still on the call. I see Leader Njoki is still here, unless whether I don't know whether Leader Njoki from Kenya, you would have some closing remarks for us, because this is basically designed for your team. Maybe if other people join, it will just be an add over. Maybe you have something as we come to the end of our meeting today.
Thank you so much, our leader. It was a very beneficial. Slowly, we learn things that personally through these Zoom calls. Thank you. Also, thank you for those who attended. Keep the momentum here at this time. Tomorrow we meet again and keep learning more. Thank you.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Have a blessed, perfect day. Someone is saying mine hasn't bought since yesterday. If your robot is not buying, you just check on your margin call drop here. How big is it? Okay. If you want your robot to buy faster, you lower the margin call drops. Okay. Just come here and lower the margin call drops. Like you come here on trade settings. You want your robot to buy fast. Maybe I want it to buy call number 6, more money. Let me say I want it to put in like $60. I'll put a 3 here. I'll put a 3 here. Then I'll put a 0.2. You see, when I put this, the robot will buy faster. If you can go and lower your drop rate, this is just learning purpose. You will see very fast. It will show it is a waiting trigger, and it is giving the margin call price. So it has bought which call? This is 9. I had to do it on 10. Okay, so I find 10. Where are you? 10. I make this 0.2. If I want it to buy with more money, this I'll explain tomorrow if a signal is sent. And maybe I put a 3 here. So it will be 23 times 3, but this will finish my money. Let me make it like a 1.5, just for learning purpose. And I confirm. You see, it will show very soon. It will listen to my instruction and give you when it's going to buy here. So if you are saying it is delaying to buy, just go and edit your settings, and it could buy faster if you are not patient. But if you have already set your settings very well, you just need to be patient. Very, very soon the robot will be buying. Thank you so much, and have a nice day till we catch up tomorrow on to our coming calls. Today is a Friday, and it is 5 p.m. East Africa Standard Time. All right. Okay. So maybe you can be able to join our next call. Today is we shall be talking about the compensation plan of Royal Q. I'll be breaking it down in the evening into more details. If you're interested in making good money from sharing the business, you want to understand the compensation plan of Royal Q. It is one of the best in the industry. If you love to be paid for talking, Royal Q will pay you abundantly. I'm a testimony. I've seen over $292 today. That is 1 million Ugandan shillings that has been paid onto my account, and I've been able to withdraw this money successfully. So if you're interested in learning about the compensation plan, the details, how you get paid, to meet to, not today. Today is, that will be tomorrow. Today is basically a business presentation. So if you have friends, please invite them. The link is going to be shared in the next few minutes, and you'll be able to enjoy with us this evening. Thank you so much.